And I'm now joined by Jean Smith, cultural and social anthropologist.
Hello.
Hello, Jean.
Hi.
I was about to say hygiene, and then it's... Do you get that a lot, the hygiene
When
thing?
I was about 12, I did.
Oh, okay, a little bit immature. But so what is it exactly that you do? It's a very interesting job, in fact.
Yeah, well, I basically research flirting behavior, and then I use this information to teach people how to flirt. In essence, building their confidence.
And how did you even get into that? It's such a unique kind of niche, isn't it?
Yeah. I've thought of that because it is pretty, well, let's say random.
You've cornered the market, basically.
Yes. But I'm actually, since I'm a cultural and social anthropologist, it means that I study people. And so I study what they're doing, and my specific interest is body language and attraction.
Yeah. Do you feel like there's a science to it, like a real science?
Well, what I like to do is bring my anthropology into the flirting, because this is an area that people feel so vulnerable, and there's so much subjective advice out there, and you know, what should I do, and is it okay for a woman to approach a man, and I just feel like people need some quality researched advice. And so I like to bring in the anthropology by using some of the methods that we use. So one is sample size. So people will say, oh, I've tried everything and there's no one out there. I'd be like, okay, what have you tried? Well, you know, one thing. And then how many dates have you been on? Well, 2. So again, in anthropology, you need a big enough sample size before you can make any sort of, well, until you know something's real or not. So once you go out with 100 people, for example, and you don't match with any of them, then you can start maybe getting a little frustrated.
Does that happen with some people, or most people they see within 100 people they can find somebody that they click with?
I'm pretty sure within 100 people you'd find somebody, yeah. But this leads us to the second part, and that's just about being more objective. So in anthropology, we try and be objective, and this means that we're actually stepping out of the situation and observing. So again, when it comes to flirting, everyone is so me-oriented, and they get nervous, or they just think about themselves and they feel self-conscious. But if you can be a participant observer, and this is what we call it in anthropology, so you're participating, but you're not so in it that your heart is totally on show and you're full of worry. You're actually still observing.
So what would be your top tips for flirting? For the average person?
Well, one is not to have any expectations about the encounter. In fact, it's not even, I'm going to go flirt now. It's just you're having a nice rapport and you're realizing, ooh, there's something here. There's some chemistry. So the way that you would take it from just like a friendly conversation into flirting is by using one of the 6 signs of attraction that I found in my research. And so just like a couple especially powerful ones would be eye contact. So you'd use your eyes differently.
Eyes? How do you use your eyes?
I think you know, yes.
I think my eyes are about to pop out of their sockets and I might scare someone.
No. But yeah, it's longer. You look longer. It's more intense. Things like this. But another way to get from friendly to flirting, and to be able to tell if someone is just being friendly or flirting, is touch. Touch.
It's not groping.
No, not groping.
Light touch, like a little touch.
Well, not only little, but also where you touch is important. So, for example, this is considered, the shoulder is considered a safe zone. And then the further you go down the arm towards the hand, it becomes more intimate. So if you are, you know, in a nice conversation with someone, you could just be like, oh, you're so funny. You know, just give a little tap of the hand.
Just little things like that, yeah. They get it going, don't they?
Yeah.
And you do a flirting tour, in fact. So you've integrated this into like physically going out and flirting.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Yeah. Well, what I realized is that people's minds stop them from doing so many things. And so in this physical flirting tour, it's a practical tour. When I say physical flirting tour, sounds a bit dodgy, but so this practical tour where we actually go out on the street and I assign people tasks. So we go to everyday locations, galleries, supermarkets, on the street, and then people approach people and start conversations. And then they realize, gosh, this is actually really easy. And then the next time their mind is like, don't talk to them, don't do that, they're gonna laugh at you. They'll realize, oh, actually I did that on Jean's tour, and actually no, that doesn't happen.
So flirting's great if you're single and, you know, you're looking for love or whatever you're looking for, but there are circumstances where flirting can be inappropriate. What do you think those are?
Well, I think I think flirting in a relationship is still amazing. And the way to keep that spark alive is to basically act like you were when you were dating. It's not taking your partner for granted. But it's also in that certain couple understanding what your mutual rules are for flirting. I mean,
outside of the relationship.
yeah, like yesterday I went to the library and I came back and I said to my husband, I think the guy next to me was flirting with me. He's like, well, I'm not surprised, sweetheart. It should, I'm sure it happens all the time. Or, you know, vice versa. He'll tell me his demographic is like 60-year-old women love him. And so he'll come back with flirting stories. And I'm like, I'm so proud of you. That was great. You know? But on the other hand, in some couples, that might not be good. So it's whatever the two people understand is okay.
It's very different for every single person. There's no set rule. So any last tips for anyone who's not confident enough to flirt?
Yeah, I think just don't take it so seriously. So as I said, don't have expectations. Don't take it so seriously, and it's just for fun. And flirting is a skill. The more you do it, the better you'll get at it.
Well, thank you so much, Jean. You've been very, very useful today, and everyone's going to be a little bit better at flirting in London now, and in the country and in the world. Thanks to you. So, in a nutshell, Jean Smith has explained everything about flirting.